Have you ever heard of Yik Yak? It was an anonymous social media platform that took the college scene by storm in 2013, allowing users to post and view anonymous messages within a 5-mile radius. How did this social media platform go from being valued at $400 million to being sold for just $1 million? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the rise and fall of Yik Yak, the controversies surrounding the app, and what lessons we can learn from its story. Yik Yak, founded by Tyler Droll and Brooks Buffington in 2013 in Atlanta, is an anonymous messaging platform. Users within a 5-mile radius can view and respond to posted messages, yaks, which are ranked by up and down votes, with the most popular appearing in the hot section for 24 hours. Yik Yak allows users to sort messages by publishing time and comment on any post. Originally, users could create usernames and sync their phone numbers to their accounts. While the Android app is no longer available, Yik Yak can still be accessed through the Apple App Store. However, the first version failed to capitalize on nationwide hype, and there is a story behind the two different versions. In October 2013, Droll built the first prototype of the app, marking the beginning of a new era. On November 6, 2013, Yik Yak officially launched on Apple's App Store. Interestingly, the app was initially marketed under a little white lie. Droll and Buffington claimed that they'd built it at the request of Harvard students, hoping to piggyback on the success of the movie The Social Network. In Warsler's lawsuit, he claimed that he had not been given his fair share of the company's equity and accused his former colleagues of fraud and misrepresentation. The lawsuit was settled confidentially in 2016, and the terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Despite the setback, Yik Yak continued to grow rapidly, attracting millions of users across the United States and becoming particularly popular on college campuses. However, the app was also plagued by a number of controversies, including incidents of cyberbullying and threats of violence, which led many schools to ban it. In 2017, after struggling to address these issues and failing to find a viable business model, Yik Yak shut down permanently. Yik Yak's rapid growth and popularity among high school students soon became a double-edged sword. On one hand, it brought a larger user base and more attention to the app. On the other hand, it raised concerns about cyberbullying, harassment, and inappropriate content being shared on the platform. Unfortunately, the app was quickly abused by high school students who used it to bully their classmates, leading to a nationwide outcry from teachers who demanded that the app be banned. The app's anonymous nature also enabled users to post discriminatory and violent content, including threats of school shootings. In such cases, Yik Yak worked with law enforcement to identify the anonymous users. One of the most tragic incidents related to the app happened in May 2015, when Grace Rebecca Mann, a junior at the University of Mary Washington and a member of the Feminists United group, was killed by a member of the rugby team. The perpetrator allegedly believed, incorrectly, that Feminists United had used Yik Yak to have the rugby player suspended. In response to such incidents, many colleges prohibited the use of Yik Yak on their campuses. However, the app could still be accessed via cellular connections. Google went further and removed Yik Yak from its Play Store. However, the founders quickly responded, and by March 2013, they had implemented a solution that prevented users located within or in proximity to a high school campus from posting messages. This proactive action was rewarded when, just a month later in April, they were able to secure a $1.5 million seed round. However, they were not the only ones benefiting from the popularity of anonymous social media apps, as competitors like Secret and Whisper were also able to raise significant funding at the same time. In addition to these concerns, Yik Yak implemented several changes to its platform. It disabled the app's functionality near high schools and implemented geofencing to prevent its use in certain areas. It also added content moderation and user blocking features to help prevent abuse and harassment. However, these changes were not enough to address the growing concerns about the app's impact on mental health and well-being, particularly among young people. In April, Yik Yak's CTO Tom Chernetzky left the company, and the app plummeted from the top of the app charts to irrelevance. Buffington and Droll also settled their lawsuit with alleged third co-founder Warsler for an undisclosed amount. However, it is unlikely that Warsler had much to claim. By August, the team had removed the anonymity that made it so appealing, requiring users to have a username and photo, and introduced phone verification. Interest continued to decline, and in December, Yik Yak laid off most of its employees, retaining only its engineering team. The founders then introduced Hive, a Slack-like messaging app for students. However, Yik Yak had to shut down in May 2017 despite their efforts. In the end, the lack of revenue proved to be Yik Yak's downfall, despite having raised $75 million. Even with a team of talented engineers hired by companies like Google, the funds eventually ran dry.